Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth. Not too much going on, just enjoying the weekend. I hope you guys are as well. It is Sunday, so last day of the weekend for most of us. I assume you work a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, or even any Monday to Friday job, really. I know many people don't. Store's got to be manned by someone, right? Lots of people got to work weekends and have time during the week off. I've lived that life before. I don't particularly enjoy it, but there can be perks from a traffic perspective, so at least there's that. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff here. Karen's actually working weekends these days, so we actually don't get to talk that much because she's so busy. It's Thursday to Saturday, or Thursday to Sunday work, and it's also like 10 hours a day. So she's pretty exhausted, understandably, and doesn't have that much free time, which sucks, but we'll get there. You know, things will get better. They always do. Just got to keep working at it, keep improving, keep looking for that better job that'll be a little bit easier to handle and less stressful, and things will get better. Got an invasion here. Is this... Yes, okay. I was wondering where the healers were. I didn't see them. It's kind of hard because there's so many fucking villagers hanging around right now. It's hard to tell what's going on, but it looks like we got it under control now. Let's kill this guy first. I'm gonna focus fire this just so we get this over with quickly. People are finally working on the houses up here. I don't want to delay that, and I'm worried that I've already caused issues with it by. Or I haven't caused any issues. I'm just worried that the initial. Whenever you load into a save on Hearthstone, in my experience, or not Hearthstone, Stonehearth. Why did I say Hearthstone? In Stonehearth, it seems like they decide to work efficiently and get things done, and then once something happens that gives them different orders, they immediately stop. So it's like the pathfinding works best when it first loads in, but after that you're fucked. So it's really important, in my opinion, to make use of that bonus time while you have it. Looks like it seems to have ended very quick. Ooh, we got a new person. It seems to have ended very early in this case, unfortunately, but yeah, it did pretty well. I'm gonna have to remove this, but that's fine. We will put a ladder up front. It shouldn't be a problem. Is that a cat? No, it's a squirrel or a fox, fennec fox. Those things have gigantic fucking ears if you've never seen one before. They're pretty cool animals. They're fun. Enjoyable little creatures. Never interacted with one. Probably wouldn't be pleasant to interact with one. They don't seem like something that you would want. They're pretty wild, I would imagine. They're not tamed. Palace cats are like the cat version of the same thing, I think. Palace cats are fucking cool, though. Those things are hairy as hell. And they definitely seem to act like cats, but wild. You never really think about it, but there's actually, you know, it's easy. You think, okay, well, there's, you know, domestic dogs, but there aren't really, there's wild dogs, but you never really think of them as completely wild. You think of them as being domesticated dogs that are born and raised away from humans. With cats, I don't really think about it that much. I don't think like, oh yeah, there's wild cats, other than stray cats, but that's a whole different thing. Wildcat, they're actually wild cats, completely wild cats, like small house cat sized ones, like palace cats. So I think palace cats are a little bit on the big side. But there's other, you know, species of cats that are legitimately wild and stuff, as I understand it. It's just kind of one of those things you don't really think about. I don't know, I think it's interesting. Let's see. Get rid of that wood. Don't want that there. Looks like they're about done here. It's good to see. Got another one of our buildings done. Might start a third. Or not a third. Why did I say a third? Might start another one. That's what I meant to say. Or build out the road. I have to see about that. I don't want one over here. Yeah, I'm missing one here. Why don't I build one here? I could cut this out too, but maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I like having a little bit of natural stone so it doesn't look completely uniform. It's hard to say. I could go either way on that. Okay, farmer, you're getting sold food. It's very strange. I don't really understand still how the value stuff works in this game. Because the thing is, they say, okay, well, food doesn't count for net worth. That seems to... I thought that was what they said. But higher quality food does count as a higher value for food. So what I'm thinking is the net worth of food counts for the food field on the daily report. And then, that's not what I meant to do. And then, that's it. It doesn't count for net worth. But, you can sell it and basically turn food into raw net worth. Because money does count for net worth. Which is interesting. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Mistake there. Is there anything we really need to do other than expand here? I don't think so. Pretty happy. Let's count our beds here, make sure we have enough. We got 4, 8, 12, plus another 12 here, so that's 24. Then we have 4 times 2, that's another 8, so that's 32. Yeah, 32 plus 6 is not enough. Alright, we need more houses. We have these guys, but they're terrible. I don't want anyone to have to sleep there. So we don't really need 1 bed per person, but we're gonna go for that anyway. Just so we have it. Could you guys, like... Yeah, edibles. I think this is just... Oh, gold value of all the food. Okay, so I was right about how it works. Interesting. Yeah, so I got way more than enough food, so I should just keep selling food. That's clearly the lesson here. Let's just make sure this doesn't have to be... Nope. Okay. They'll come get it when they're ready. Not going to worry about it too much. Let's designate another duplex. Oops. Not what I meant to click there. Alright, there we go, yeah. I think that's the right place. Let's build it up. Get it done. That's not good. You guys gotta build those clay lamps. What is our potter doing? Not much, huh? Let's have him make some more of these. Make like 20. You gotta get a move on, dude. You're taking too long. Might actually promote someone else to be a potter here. You're recuperating. That's fine. This looks so much better now. Alright, I care about mind. Can you filter? No. Okay, let's what did I do? Okay, I don't know what happened to the mouse there, but that was weird. This is one with healers. We're killing them all anyway, in spite of the healers, but just to expedite the process, let's get rid of them. Misclick there. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this is going a little slow because these guys are a little buff, but that's fine. Should be fine to just kill them all now. I'm not going to worry about it. Hopefully they don't go after the archer until everyone else is dead. Yep. That's what they did. Good. Now I gotta designate all the loot, of course. There we are. So there is some news. You guys are gonna... actually, you're not gonna see it till Tuesday. I forgot. That's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I think. I have recorded the first little bit of Long Dark episodes, so everything's set to get those going. So the first one goes live on Tuesday. And that is going to be kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed recording those. It's nice, you know... I've done a lot of Stonehearth episodes, that's no secret. They're all on the channel. It's probably maybe the third or more of my videos have been Stonehearth videos, which is not really deliberate. It's just that's the way it's gone. It was popular for a long time. It's kind of fallen off a bit now, but Stonehearth was kind of my bread and butter for quite a while. Right now it seems to be Life is Feudal Forest Village, which I welcome because it's frankly kind of a better game, but I'm not going to shit on Stonehearth any more than I already do. It's a fine game. It's done well for me. I'm not going to complain. But it's nice to record something else, you know? It's nice to go play Long Dark, and you know, I've played Long Dark plenty before outside of recording it, but it's fun to kind of play that and talk about it and record it, because there's a lot of things in that game that maybe I'd talk about it, know about, that I wouldn't talk about here. you know, Canadian wilderness stuff, seeing wildlife in Canada. I've got some stories about that since I went to college up there. There's a lot of little things that I would discuss there that I would never talk about here, or not have much of a context for discussing there. So it's fun, and it's also, you know, change of pace a little bit. And I don't have a timeline yet for the rest, but I'm thinking so there's one game that I'm going to record probably a little bit of today or tomorrow, but I don't know if it's going to make it on the channel. So there's one more new game. I'm going to leave that as a mystery. I don't want to say it and get people excited and then piss them off. It's not something that you would get excited about, but just in case I wind up not doing it, I don't want to be like, oh hey, yeah, this is coming, and then have it never show up. And a game that I mentioned, I said there was going to be another game as well as Long Dark. That is still the case, and it's a cool fucking game. I'm looking forward to playing it more. It's not going to be on the channel that long, just because it's early access. It doesn't have too much content yet. But that game is Flamberger, and I'm really looking forward to doing videos for that, because I've only done a tutorial so far, but it looks really solid. I like the premise. The art style's fantastic. It's very retro. It plays well. I like the mechanics of it. It's sort of like a semi-freeform tactical RPG. It seems very cool. I'm looking forward to that a great deal, and then maybe toying with ideas for a couple others. Not in the immediate short-term future, but just generally to have kind of a... I want to get like a nice rotation going on the channel. I'd like to keep it fresh and have new content kind of coming in and going periodically. There's a lot of games that'll probably... I mean, at some point I'll probably do some Subnautica stuff, because I absolutely love Subnautica, and I've talked about that before. The only reason I haven't yet is because I'm kind of late to that party. But I'm late to the Long Dark party too, and I'm doing that, so it's hard to say that's an excuse. What other stuff am I thinking about doing? I'm still trying to figure out... The problem is I want to do Final Fantasy XIV stuff, but I kind of don't really enjoy the game that much anymore, so it's hard for me to get into it enough to have real info to give people. I can do crafting stuff there, I don't enjoy it anymore. I'm not having fun, so why would I play it? That's kind of the problem I'm having. Maybe when the expansion comes out, I'll do some stuff. That's coming up soon. That might be fun for gathering and crafting. I don't know. We'll see. What else am I playing? I've got some games that would be good on a stream, but not really in videos. Like, I'm playing Fallout Shelter. Fallout Shelter would be a good game to play on a stream and just kind of like talk, basically. But I don't have a big enough audience for that to work at this point. What else? I enjoy Stellaris, but I don't think that's really good for videos. It's too slow. There's a lot of... God, there's a lot of games. I'm trying to think. There's two other new games that are... they're not new, but I picked them up in the Paradox sale. I picked up Magicka, which everyone knows I'm probably not going to do Magicka. I'm way late to the party on that one. It's like Knights of Pen and Paper or something. I want to see how... I haven't had a chance to try that, but I picked them up super cheap. I want to see how those play. Because if they're anything like on the level of Flamberger, quality-wise, I want to play those. Because they seem like they might be a similar flavor. I just don't really know. Gotta find time to try them. Meanwhile, I haven't even come close to finishing or playing Breath of the Wild or Horizon in a while now. I gotta find time. There just hasn't been time. I picked up this Switch, I'm not even using the fucking thing. For the one game that exists for it. I'll get there. Just gotta find the time. At least work has been good though. Like, things have been going wrong at work, but they're like... basically, my life at work is very cyclical. Basically, in the shitty times, no one cares if things are getting hard for me, and I'm having trouble with stuff. They just like, fuck it, this is important, so tough shit, do it. I don't care if it's hard for you. And they don't care. But then, after enough of those situations happen, people start getting pissed off about all the chaos. Because they're basically last minute requests that they're saying, no, 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 this is business critical, do it, do it, do it, make it happen. And I have to do it because some higher up says do it and I don't have a choice. But eventually people get pissed off enough about that people do that too many times, and then we say, no, this is unacceptable, we're putting rules into place, you can't do this, this, and this, and here are the rules, you have to follow them, or we're just not going to do it. And we're kind of in that phase right now. But then eventually people, you say, oh, okay, well, yeah, we understand, this is business critical, so we'll make an exception this time. And they say, well, you made an exception last time, so make an exception this time. It's like, okay, fine. And then it gets out of control again, then we go back to, no, 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 here are the rules, follow them or fuck off. And then the problem is I have no control over any of this because I'm not the one who decides whether or not we do something, even though I'm the one who has to do the work. So what winds up happening is basically I'm at the mercy of the people above me, whether it's my boss or others. And in my boss's defense, he's been very supportive of the current situation. And this is the first time he's been involved with it because I've changed bosses recently, so maybe this is not how he'll operate. I don't know yet. But historically, it's been very much like I'm at the mercy of the willingness of whoever's above me to defend me. And if they defend me and say, nope, those are against the rules, we're not doing it, then I'm good. And if they don't, then I'm just SOL and tough. I have to do whatever they say. Because the problem is they just go, it's just really whiny, like, I fucking hate office politics, but basically someone gets wind that there's some issue with their experiment and they're like, oh, well, you know, I dragged my heels getting these parts ready to go, and it's my fault it's late, but, well, now it's ready, so fuck you, rush. You do all the work and rush, even though I could have gotten my things done in a timely manner and chose not to. So they make it my problem, and then I say, well, no, I'm not going to do that. You could have gotten this done weeks ago and you chose not to. This is completely your own fault. I'm not going to solve your manufactured emergency that you could have resolved without me ever even being involved in it. And then they go to the, you know, some higher up who starts yelling at everyone, and then we have to do it. Because you can't say no. The golden rule of fucking office politics is you don't never say no to anyone who makes more money than you. Unless they're in another organization. But never say no up the food chain. And it's cancerous to do that. Like, it's cancerous for your career to say no, and it's cancerous for your life to say anything but no. So it's just shit. The whole situation is shit. And that's, I don't know if that's every job. It probably is every job. I can't imagine that it's any different anywhere else. And just to be clear, my job is good. I'm not really complaining about my job. I'm just explaining kind of the way things work, I think, in any office environment, it seems like. It sucks, but, you know, it's human psychology, I guess, maybe. Just the way people work. I'm not really, I'm not really complaining about it. I have a good job. I have a good life. And honestly, I, to a degree, seek this out. A significant amount of what I just complained about is my fault. Because, well, there's two reasons. One, if someone asks me to do something to help them out, if they haven't been a dick to me in the past, then I'm probably going to say yes. Because that's just the kind of person I am. I don't like saying no. And I'm more than capable of saying no. I can shut people down, no problem. But I try to avoid it. I just don't like doing it. I prefer to be cooperative and say, yeah, I'll help you out, don't worry about it. Like, I lent a guy $1,000 just without even thinking about it much because his car got towed, and I was like, dude, you can't get to work, let me help you get your car out of the fucking impound. And it was his fault his car got towed, and he paid me back, but he also bought an iPhone before paying me back, which was sort of like... And he already had, like, a new phone, which was sort of a slap in the face, like, you owe me money, dude, don't go buying luxury shit that you don't need when you owe me money. That's not reasonable. And that kinda, I learned a lesson from that. I'm probably lucky I got my money back, but whatever. You gotta make mistakes to learn, so that's life. But yeah, that's just the kind of person I am usually. not as much these days. I really prefer to be alone these days and just not interact with anyone, so I'm never in those situations. I'm very much introvert in that regard. Not necessarily because I'm uncomfortable with people. It's more that I just don't like the situations that I might be put in as a result of interacting with people. Is there any more healing? Or I should check the... Probably have a lot, don't we? Yeah, we have a ton. Alright, well let's make these then. That'll be... Well, let's do 20. Yeah, I just don't like those situations. And then the other reason why these issues are my fault is because honestly, as stressed out as it makes me, as exhausted as it makes me to deal with a lot of the shit that happens at work, and that's, again, not unique to this job, I don't push back as hard as I should, because when you get down to it, I like it. I like solving problems. I like taking in chaos and structuring it and fixing it and making it right. It's a puzzle to me. Like, there's so many instances that I can point to that are too specific for me to get into now, but so many instances of things at work where shit's going sideways and I could push back, I could yell at people, I would be completely justified in getting really pissed off and arguing with people. And they wouldn't really be able to say anything. They'd just have to say, yeah, you're right, I fucked up, or anything like that. And sometimes they're scummy and they don't want to do that. They don't want to own up to their errors, and then it turns into a larger fight. But I don't push back that much because they're puzzles for me. I like solving puzzles. It's really gratifying when someone gives me this clusterfuck of an Excel spreadsheet that has all these values and all these data. I can't even keep any of it straight in my head, but then I write this crazy 4-page formula in Excel that solves this really complicated problem and does something awesome that I wasn't sure I could even do, or wasn't even sure if anyone could do it, and I figured it out and I made it happen, and that is something I can be proud of and something that makes me feel good as a person. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something, and that's an important feeling to have in your life. And I think maybe this is much larger than I have time to get into right now because we're already over time here, so I'll apologize for that. But maybe that's like... So again, the much larger topic, I've dealt with depression in my life, especially when I was in high school and college. I was really depressed and had a lot of issues there. And I got medication for it, I got therapy for it, all kinds of stuff. So I'm kind of through that period of my life. There are times when I get depressed, but really at that point it's not depression. I'm sad for a little while and I get over it and I work through it. So that's not really a problem in my life anymore. But I think that feeling of solving a problem and fixing something and resolving something and making it correct, making it right, is a feeling that I didn't have when I was depressed. And I think that might be a big part of why I was depressed, because there was no accomplishment. I was in school. There was no, oh, hey, wow, yeah, I got an A. Fuck yeah, I nailed that. It was when I did have that feeling, it was fleeting, and usually it was like, well, you should have been doing that in the first place, because everyone always, teachers told me, my parents told me, my friends told me, like, oh, you're smart, you should be doing really well. I can see the gears turning in your head when I'm talking in class, and like, it just makes me feel like anything less than, not perfection, but if people are telling me that I'm smart, and then I'm doing below average, that's failure. That's underperforming, by definition. So there was no feeling of accomplishment or satisfaction from school because there couldn't be. I was never solving a problem. The only time I ever really got it was like in math class where the teacher, homework basically. I could get it from homework a little bit for any kind of math course. If I understood the mechanic, whatever the lesson was, if I understood the mechanic of what I was solving and was able to apply it and really make it work for me, that gave me the feeling. But everything else, not really. And it was probably a major part of my depression, I think. Getting attacked by some... Oh, there's a camp here. Alright, well, we'll deal with that in the next episode. But yeah. Anyway, something to think about. That's a topic I'd like to revisit at a later time when I have some more opportunity to discuss it, but we'll save that for another episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next episode as well. Take care.